Hello, my name is Arico John Jimmy, metric number 07DK and 19F1042. Introduction. A foundation failure is when a foundation is no longer able to support the full weight of the building due to movement of soil and excessive settlement. In such cases, the building may sink or may topple over altogether due to inadequate bearing capacity. The main objective of the study is to identify the cause that contributes to the defects of foundation construction field operation, to investigate cost-effective remedial approaches for different failure conditions of foundations, and the study of safety aspects related to foundation in construction. With the new information, practice can be improved by learning and understand the various causes and categories of the foundation's failures, including the types of repair and remedial works. By this understanding, we will be able to increase the knowledge of people about the damage caused by the failure to get early action and know how to prevent before it becomes more seriously. The scope can be identified as literature review on the types of foundation failure, the causes, types of defect occurred, and types of remedial works. We observed through a case study of foundation failures is carried out in existing residential building and none occurred in Polytechnic Kota Kinabalu. The scope of case study consists of the analysis based on site and building condition when failure is occurred. The types of failure, causes, and defect will be determined through the analysis and assessment and identification. The types of remedial work has been done, including the suggestions of suitable methods of foundation maintenance in residential building to prevent the similar failures. Thank you.
For our case study, an investigation was carried out to identify the source of cracking of educational building at Polytechnic Kota Kinabalu. Investigation was conducted by gathering information from online sources and visual inspection to detect the root of the problem. The construction of Polytechnic Kota Kinabalu main campus was finished in 2003. There are office, residential, and educational buildings in the campus. Numerous cracks were spotted on these buildings which raised concern from people who's using the facility. Subsoil profiling. The result of the boreholes indicated the presence of filling material with a thickness of about 7.2 meter at the site. This layer is underlain with some organic stuff by 10.6 meter of very soft to firm clayly sandy sill. At the depth of about 18 to 20 meter, measured from the ground level, a hard-weathered siltstone and very poor work sandstone was found. For our next data is the piling records. 250 by 250 mm reinforced concrete square piles were used as a basis for the building from the summary of the given piling records. For Block A and B of the main building, the average pile penetration depth is around 27 meter and 24 meter respectively. Installation of the piles was carried out using hydraulic hammer. It was recorded that the installation of piles were terminated with blow count for the last 300 mm is in the range of 57, 84 to more than 100 blows. A simple calculation by dividing 300 mm penetration with the reported total last blow count suggested that during installation, piles could not be properly set. Though, some piles were proven to be settled through settlement monitoring on column even though the pile driving records revealed that the piles had achieved set of 12 mm per 10 blows. In this COVID-19 pandemic season, it makes our case study much harder to be conducted. There are limitations and restrictions for movement implied and made it unable to conduct a thorough inspection on the buildings. Knowing this, we find an alternative way of gathering information. Firstly, we gathered information by looking it up on the internet. Secondly, we use our past experience using the facility and elaborated more on the analysis.
Hello, my name is Amat Ameiruff bin Amat Burhan. My matrix number is 07DKN19F1024. So for our case study, Geotechnical, I'm gonna talk about evaluation of case study. So we choose Polytechnic Kota Kinabalu Sabah as our location for our case study. As our investigation, we identify the source of cracking in educational building and residential at Polytechnic Kota Kinabalu Sabah. So, from subsoil profile and piling records, the results shown from the subsoil profile that piling material with a thickness 7.2 meter at the site. In the soil, there also some organic stuff by 10.6 meter of very soft to frame clayey sandy silt. At the depth of 20 meter, there is a very poor weak sandstone was found. Other than that, the piling record that during installation, piles could not properly set and some piles were proven to be settled through the settlement monitoring on column. From the investigation, the problem that occurred at our case study location is due to overloaded piles. When subject to the negative skin friction, developed over time as a result of settling ground. Therefore, our recommendation for the problem is using shoring method that helps a building or a structure that in a poor condition due to settlement and underpinning. There are few members in shoring method, which is timber, steel, or scaffolding. We recommend use timber because swelling and shrinking will take place and provision should be made to allow for any adjustment which will be required. Lastly, we suggest use underpinning, where the process of modifying an existing foundation system by extending it to or into a subsurface strata that are deeper and more stable than the near subsoil surface soil that supports the existing foundation system. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jacky Tan and my matrix number is 07DKA19F1002. So today I'll be talking about implication and conclusion. Let's start with implication. So basically, foundation is the supporting link between the building and the ground. They transmit the structure into the ground. Nevertheless, at the same time, they transfer any ground movement back to the structure. If the foundation fails to transfer this movement, it will affect on distortion and will produce damage to the building structure. So as an engineer, we must always conduct proper maintenance for the soil and foundation stability to avoid any movement to take place and to reduce the movement related to soil behavior. So for conclusion, to conclude, all the type of the foundation failure have a solid connection with soil because soil behavior determine the stability of the building foundation and long-term performance of the building. The failure of a foundation have a considerable impact on performance on the building. There are two recommendations for the improvement of geotechnical engineering practice and for any future works. The first one is to always conduct foundation structure maintenance. So foundation structure maintenance is crucial for building to prevent crack and fracture. Tiny cracks in foundation are common after a few years. But if you notice horizontal or 45-degree angle crack, you should call specialized people in this field to help you. The next one is site inspection and monitoring. So regular site inspection is quite essential to locate whether there is a damage appear in the building structure. The inspection will maintain the performance of the building structure because if there is any sign of notice of small scale of damage or crack appear on the wall or column, there will be early action taken. It also can reduce the risk of foundation failure. So that's all from us. Thank you.